Let's take a look at my diagram. I will give you, like usual, about a minute to set up your statements and reasons. Just bringing your attention, angle A congruent to angle B, those are lowercase. They are not uppercase angle A and B. So go ahead and make sure you mark the correct angles congruent. So take a second, put in your givens, mark the diagram. Okay, here we go. All right, take a look at the angles I'm asking you to prove congruent now. Please locate them. All right, ADC. That's the angle some of you marked congruent originally. All right, so ADC, I'm just going to put a little dot there, that one, and BFC, this one right there. So I need to prove those two congruent, knowing A and B are congruent. All right. So let's take a look here. Is there anything in this any relationships you can see? Look at angles A and B. Those were the given ones. Any relationship between A and B and the ones you need to prove congruent? Any relationship between those two and these two right here? Any relationship whatsoever? Hold the phone here. I want to hear from people, though. Here we go. Okay, never mind. Okay, keep going. Mike, what do you have? Correct. Everyone agree with them. It's supplementary. And I could say the same thing over here. Okay, you guys are starting to use this word now, supplementary. Didn't we go over 2 theorems yesterday that involve supplementary angles? All right, so let me go over here to them. And let me ask you this question. Are these 2 angles I need to prove congruent? Are they supplementary to the same angle? No. 2 different angles. Okay. Are they supplementary to congruent angles? Yes. Does everybody see these 2 angles are supplementary to A and B, which are congruent? So it looks like I'm going to use supplements of congruent angles are congruent. Should this be a 2-step proof? No. You know the rule. You cannot use any of these until I tell you which angles are supplementary. So in step 2 right now, I need your help in writing out the pairs of angles that are supplementary. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. How are we doing here? Still nothing. Okay. So I'll start. Angle A and angle. What angle A? What angle is supplement to A? ADC are supplementary. And again, you can start abbreviating supplementary, SUPP, that's fine. Angle B and angle, what angle is supplement to angle B? BFC. Now here comes the catch. Why are they supplementary? Now we could talk this out and say, oh, they form a straight angle, 180 degrees, right? But I want something concrete now, something exact. All right, and this is something we used last unit. Casey. These are linear pairs, aren't they? And this is where the theorem works in your proof. 95% of the time, when you tell me a pair of angles are supplementary, it's going to be because linear pairs are supplementary. The other 5%, it's probably going to be given. But if you tell me a pair of angles are supplementary, it's probably going to be by linear pairs are supplementary. Okay, now that you've told me they're supplementary, and what are they supplementary to? These 2 angles up here are supplementary to, which are what type of angles? Congruent angles. So now, yes, you can say angle ADC is congruent to angle BFC. Supplements. That you cannot abbreviate. Okay, SUPP is the abbreviation for supplementary. SUPP, again, that would mean supplementary. So write out supplements with an E, not an I. Supplements of Congruent angles are congruent. All good? Questions? Was there another way I could do this? Yes. And this is, you guys are getting to the point now in proofs where there's multiple paths. And that's what's great about proofs. There's never going to be one way to do it. Let's discuss real quick. We won't do it all out. How else could I have done this? ACFG is what type of angle? Oh, BCDE is what type of angle? Straight. What do you know about straight angles? They're congruent. What could I have done with the straight angle and angle B? What could I have done with this straight angle and angle A? Subtract. Two different ways. Doing this proof. Two different ways. Okay? But you would need to tell me that the straight angles are congruent first. All right? So not bad. One more together, and then we are done holding hands. Go ahead, take a minute. Get your act together. Oh, I forgot to talk about this one. Hold on, everyone stop. This is kind of in a new format for you. You don't see given, prove anymore. You see if then, science class, hypothesis, conclusion. Yes? So what's with the if is our what? If I give you this information, yes, then what's this? Prove 3 is congruent to 1. Okay, so you may see it in that format now. If I give you this, give you these pieces of information, please prove that this is true. So set up your statements and reasons. You can mark your diagram, and we'll see where we're going from here. Okay, we have 3 and 2 marked, and I'm trying to get to 3 and 1. Please do not bring, I don't know if anybody has this thought, because we're not there yet at this point in the year, but don't bring up parallel lines, interior, alternate interior, corresponding. Maybe you've seen them before previously, but let's stay away from there. Okay, so you got 2 congruent to 3. I have to get to 1 congruent to 2. All right, 1 congruent to 2. Do you see any relationship between any of the other angles up there? And I'll let you know this too. Do you see how I've numbered the angles? Only a certain amount of the angles I've numbered. That's because I want you to use them. All right, please involve 1 somehow. All right, please involve 1 because I have labeled them along with 2 and 3. All right, yes, Lauren, what do you got for me?
Angles 1 and 2 are vertical.
Which means what? Okay, I don't need to say they're vertical. I can go right to saying that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Not by definition of vertical angles. Not by vertical angles. There's a theorem that's applied to it which says what? Vertical angles, Casey, are congruent. Hey. C-A-L. Good. Self-respect. So, thanks. 1's congruent to 2. How's that going to get me to 1 and 3, though? Great. Thanks for the update. Remember, everything you write down, you can use here. We have not touched this given, and you know it's provided to you for a reason, for you to use the darn thing. All right? Lauren just came up with that on her own. She didn't use any of the givens. But I still haven't used 3 congruent to 2, and you just wrote a true statement. Maddie, you going to combine those?
Angle 3
So, okay, you just blew it, but that's fine. 3 congruent to 2, 1 congruent to 2. So I can take 1 and do substitution and plug it in. Yes. So angle 3 congruent to angle 1 by a little thing we like to call substitution. Don't go anywhere. I want to discuss something real quick. People totally overlooked it, and you will always overlook it. Please don't. You always look right here because those are congruent. You're like, oh, I can use those. No, but everyone always overlooks this. If it ever gives you 2 lines intersect each other, here is why. Name the type of angles that are formed by 2 intersecting lines. What type of angles do I have up there? I have vertical. So if you see in the givens 2 lines intersect, look for vertical angles, or what other type of angles do I have up here, Grace? Linear pairs. Okay? So don't overlook this little detail here. If they tell you 2 lines intersect, it's like, hey, look for vertical angles or linear pairs. Always. All right? Both? No, but certainly one of them. All right? Okay. How you doing? Certainly one of them. Okay? All right, I'm going to start one of the homework problems with you. You are going to finish it in your group. I want to look it over, and then you can go on to the homework by yourself. All right, and that is number 2 on the homework. Number 2. Take a look at number 2. And look at what we just talked about. AEB and CED intersect. I don't know if it helps you guys to darken them in. I don't know if it's going to help you to take a highlighter or a colored pencil to them. All right, because we just talked about the type of angles you should look for if 2 lines are intersecting. So I'll highlight them on my diagram, CED and AEB. And we are also told that angle X and angle Y are congruent. And that's it for me. I'm not going to say a word. All right, go ahead. You and your group grind through it, talk it over. How am I going to get angle X congruent to angle, or M congruent to N? All right, you got enough info. You know the lines intersect, so you might want to look for something there. All right, and then go from there. So talk it over. When everybody's in an agreement and it's all written down, call me over. I'll take a peek at it, and then you can go on to the rest of the homework. All right. I'm just going to try not to look up here.
Well, I mean, angles D, J, and angle B are congruent. So start with that, and then you get X and Y and